making your voices heard. Tonight, the country's national budget is coming, and so is your chance to demand answers. We'll show you the simple tool now helping Bahamians speak up about the Freedom of Information Act. Plus, Prime Minister Davis sets the record straight on hot topics from arts funding to a controversial resort sale. The nation's leader also shutting down rumors of an early poll. And a leaked voice recording hinting at a secret operation near the airport runway has the public talking and police investigating. We'll tell you the officer placed on leave. Then in our news at 7:30, with violence surging and hope fading in Haiti, country's top diplomat in the Bahamas breaking his silence. What he told our news about the urgent need for global support. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news, live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. In just a matter of days, Prime Minister Philip Davis will present the 2025-2026 budget communication in the House of Assembly. One of the line items many are looking forward to hearing more about is for the Freedom of Information Act. And now the Organization for Responsible Governance, making it easier for you to voice your concerns. Our Megan Shepard gets us started tonight.
It's called the Freedom of Information Act Research Hub and Citizen Letter Writing Tool. And while project manager at the Organization for Responsible Governance, Vanessa Bethel, acknowledges that it is a mouthful to say, she adds that the impact of the tool is equally as substantial. The website breaks down the benefits of FOIA, its intended use, and its ongoing status some 8 years later since it was passed in 2017. Here's how it works.
We have a pre-drafted letter, but then you can sort of plug in your constituency and your personalized message, and that'll produce a template for you where your personal message is added in, but it's addressed to your MP with your MP's contact information, and then all you have to do is copy paste it and send it to your MP.
According to the Act, its objectives include governmental accountability, transparency, and public participation in national decision making.
It allows us to better understand what's happening and maybe why. And it impacts things not just like policy, but crime, procurement, all of these various aspects, right? So if we have a better sense of what's happening, then we feel a bit more confident. And in some ways, it's mutually beneficial for the public and the government, right? Because if we have ideas that something nefarious may be going on, but if we can access the information and we see, oh, actually there isn't, then that's reassuring.
Bethel notes that freedom of information is a hallmark of good governance across the world. So why has the Bahamas not yet enacted FOIA nearly a decade later? And with another budget debate on the horizon, she says she remains hopeful.
I don't necessarily have strong expectations either way. We're hoping, we always are hoping that the required funds, it's been estimated at around $1 million is needed to make the office fully functional, and it's only, I think, gotten about 100 or so thousand previously. And just to think about, you need the technology, you need this training, and it's being piloted within a few offices. And the information commissioner has said that, they're ready, they just need to have the resources.
For more information on FOIA and how you can reach out to your local member of parliament to have your voice heard, visit ournews.bs. Reporting for Our News, I'm Megan Shepard.
All right, thanks for that, Megan. Prime Minister Philip Davis on the defense tonight, clarifying his comments about the creative sector, defending the sale of the Grand Lukayan Resort, and dismissing talks of an early election. Our Delvado Emmanuel has this.
I asked what was his job. I didn't know. I still don't know, but I now understand he's saying that he was a creative. I'm not demeaning the creative arts. In fact, I am a frustrated creative because I play my maracas, try to play my bass, and people will see that. But unfortunately, I thought I was helping him because I think the Bahamian people like to know what he does or has been doing. think that's a fair question.
That's Prime Minister Philip Davis responding to backlash after questioning the occupation of opposition leader Michael Pintard and his ability to lead the country. Critics have said his remarks were dismissive of those in the creative industry. But Davis maintains his government has done more to support the orange economy than any previous administration.
If you look at my blueprint for change, I've said that I will be one of the things I'm going to be developing is the orange economy. I mean, we're well on the way of doing that. And I have done more for the orange economy than I think he did when he was Minister of Culture.
The Prime Minister also responded to rumblings of an early election, dismissing the speculation and insisting his focus remains on governing, not political distractions.
I'm hearing the talk of early election, but we have a lot of work to do, and we are executing our work. And I have still a number of things to get started before I call an election. And when they get started and on the way, then you can say election is imminent, but it's not imminent now.
As for critics who continue to question whether money is in the bank when it comes to the sale of the Grand Lukayan resort, the PM avoided directly addressing the concerns. Instead, he is urging residents to wait and see.
I don't need to get into these details. Instead of us coming together to ensure that this project is successful, why just stand back and criticize? For years, nothing has happened. Something is about to happen. Let us work together to see that it happen instead of asking these questions.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thanks for that, Delvado. Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard accusing Prime Minister Davis and Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper of contradiction when it comes to details about the sale of Grand Lukayan Resort. It was sold for $120 million to Ancient Waters Bahamas Limited, which is a subsidiary of U.S.-based Concord Wilshire. A heads of agreement was signed last Thursday during a packed ceremony attended by the PM, DPM, and several other cabinet ministers. But since then, Pintard, he's repeatedly called for the release of the details. Today, the F&M leader not only claimed that the PM and DPM are not aligned on the project, he also had this to say about Cooper's role in sealing the deal.
The Prime Minister sidelined the Deputy Prime Minister, who was not intimately involved in the final arrangements around this. He worked closely with a young, talented Bahamian, Miss Woods, and they again worked with the developers. And so the Prime Minister, for whatever reason, did not have confidence that the Deputy Prime Minister would be able to deliver on this, and hence he and others worked on the arrangement, which he refuses now to give us the details on.
All right, and still on Grand Bahama, police there have launched an investigation into the suspicious death of a 26-year-old man. Grand Bahama investigators say around 8 p.m. last Saturday, he turned up at Rand Memorial Hospital with injuries in the abdomen. After getting medical treatment, he was discharged, but just 3 days later, EMS brought him back to the hospital on Tuesday evening. Doctors reportedly discovered he was experiencing complications from his injuries and needed emergency surgery, but medics were not able to save his life. He died. Police are calling the circumstances around his death unclear. The investigation continues. And a Royal Bahamas Police Force officer placed on administrative leave as police launch an internal investigation into a viral voice note that has sparked public concern. In a statement issued on Wednesday, Commissioner of Police Shannon Knowles confirmed a formal probe. The more than minute-long voice note allegedly implicates officers in a covert operation near an airport runway discussing firearms and hidden items. The voice note was released by whistleblower Sylvan Smateer. All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's in the Weather Center. Happy Friday, Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Kenyon, and happy Thursday evening, everybody. Another beautiful evening setting up for us on the outdoors. Temperatures a little on the warm side, though. 85 degrees is our current temperature outside and mostly clear skies. The winds out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour. Feels like temperature in the mid-upper 80s. Temperatures around the islands right now across the northwest Bahamas, all the mid-80s there. 85 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Great Harbour Key. Nicholstown, Andros here in the capital, we pick up 83s. Alistown, Bimini, Marshall, Barbacoa. Governor's Harbour, 84. Central Bahamas, temperatures also in the 80s there. 86 in Kemps Bay. 83 once again in Black Point, Deadman's Key, and in Port Nelson. 84 Arthurstown, Cat Island, and Georgetown. Coburn Town, San Salvador, 82 degrees. 83s, Kern Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, that's the southeast Bahamas. 82 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, more 83s in Abrahams Bay, Maguana, and Providencial, Tricks and Kickers Islands. Matthew Down in Nago, deep south. Right now, your temperature is at 85. Quiet conditions across our area. We do have some moisture moving in from a frontal boundary that's dropping across North Florida. Most of the activity staying well to the north, but we could see 1 or 2 spotty showers across the northwest Bahamas. That front is expected to clip our area by tomorrow. Should bring us some showers across the northwest Bahamas mainly, and of course high pressure will dominate the remainder of the islands. That's a first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, the Roscoe Davis Complex is about to have a busy few weeks as the top teams in the country vie for the title, national champion.
Island Luck Sportsbook is taking you to the NBA playoffs.
Hey, y'all gotta watch the Charlie Banana show this week, you know. Me and Battle could be on. We take over from Charlie Bahama. He ain't here no more. Me and Battle could be on. You see? And we got the creator of Collage Them, Stop Like in Man, and Tag on Everything. He could be on the show with Charlie Banana, okay? Saying? Cable Bahamas, channel 212, 8 o'clock Friday. Be there or don't.
When Team Bahamas took on the region at the 2025 Carifta Aquatics and Athletics Championships in Trinidad and Tobago, we were there. When the country's stars of tomorrow announced their arrival to the world. When champions rose, records fell, and history was made, we were there. Cable Bahamas, RTV, experience more.
Welcome to Journey TV.
I'm glad the Wally boys have split, because you know what? They know we ain't got no more competition.
The words on the Spelling Bee show in the lad.
Phosphorescent. Hey, it's the Charlie Bahama Show. Welcome, I'm your boy, Charlie Bahama.
New season of grooving is here.
Hey, y'all gotta watch the Charlie Banana show this week, you know. Me and Battle could be on. We take over from Charlie Bahama. He ain't here no more. Me and Battle could be on. You see? And we got the creator of Collage Them, Stop Like in Man, and Tag on Everything. He could be on the show with Charlie Banana, okay? Saying? Cable Bahamas, channel 212, 8 o'clock Friday. Be there or don't.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. The first group of teams have booked their spot in the semifinals of the Samuel P. Haven Junior National High School Soccer Championships. 3 teams have advanced to the semifinals after the first day of action at the Roscoe A.L. Davies soccer fields on Wednesday. The C.R. Walker Lady Knights, the 2025 GSSA Senior Girl Champions, blanked the St. Andrews Hurricanes 6-0. The Queens College Comets, the BAISS Senior Girls runners-up, defeated the R.M. Bailey Pacers 5-0. In the Senior Boys matchup, Windsor School, the BAISS champion, knocked off the C.B. Bethel Stingrays 3-1 to move on to the semifinals round. Team Bahamas had a quick turnaround after the first day loss of the Pony Under-16 Caribbean Zone qualifier. A dominant first inning set the tone for Team Bahamas in their 15-0 shutout over Costa Rica. Kaizen Dorset delivered a 2-out, 2-RBI triple for the game's first runs, and Elvis Pardo followed with a 2-run homer over the left field fence. Caden Knowles struck out 3 of the 5 batters he faced in the inning. Team Bahamas faces the host country Ecuador tomorrow 4 p.m. local time. Former junior national team standout Tyler Pinder will continue his basketball journey in NCAA Division II. Pinder announced via social media that he will be suiting up for the University of Texas Perryman Basin. He started off his collegiate career at the junior college level with the Redland Community College Cougars. That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When Our News comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to the stories making headlines across the world as the South African president keeps his cool during a tense meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump. Plus, the U.S. House narrowly passes Trump's sweeping tax cut bill. And a Paris court set to decide the fate of robbers in the Kardashian heist case tomorrow. The story when Our News returns.
When Team Bahamas took on the region at the 2025 Carifta Aquatics and Athletics Championships in Trinidad and Tobago, we were there. When the country's stars of tomorrow announced their arrival to the world. When champions rose, records fell, and history was made, we were there. Cable Bahamas, RTV, experience more.
Welcome to Journey TV.
I'm glad the Wally boys have split, because you know what? There ain't no more competition.
The words on the Spelling Bee show in the lad.
Phosphorescent. Hey, it's the Charlie Bahamas show. Welcome, I'm your boy Charlie Bahamas.
New season of groovin' is here.
Hey, y'all gotta watch the Charlie Banana show this week, you know. Me and Battle could be on. We take over from Charlie Bahama. He ain't here no more. Me and Battle could be on. You see? And we got the creator of Collage Them, Stop Liking Man, and Tag on Everything. He can be on the show with Charlie Banana, okay? Saying? Cable Bahamas, channel 212, 8 o'clock Friday. Be there or don't.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
When Team Bahamas took on the region at the 2025 Carifta Aquatics and Athletics Championships in Trinidad and Tobago, we were there. When the country's stars of tomorrow announced their arrival to the world. When champions rose, records fell, and history was made, we were there. Cable Bahamas, RTV, experience more.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
At RBC, we're proud to support Alive's Ultimate Business Makeover campaign for a second year. We know that micro, small, and medium businesses are vital to our economy. They drive innovation, and more importantly, they create jobs. By investing in their growth, we're fostering economic success.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. 3 months into Donald Trump's second term and a visit to the Oval Office proving risky business for world leaders, this as South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa got the full treatment Wednesday. Cameras rolled as Trump dimmed the lights, rolled out a video montage, and aired discredited claims of white genocide in South Africa. The South African president stayed calm and largely unshaken. Meanwhile, some Africans not impressed with Trump's approach and antics.
The fact that Donald Trump wanted to humiliate him in front of the cameras, pulling even the videos, playing videos of the CIC, of the EFF, Julius Selo Malema, playing the chants of kill the Boer, kill the farmer. that was not right, because does he have all the statistics of the white farmers who have been killed?
Trump is doing this is because he comes from a showbiz background of doing reality shows. And he thinks that ruling America is a reality show. It is not.
Meanwhile, the Republican-led House has narrowly passed what President Donald Trump is calling his one big, beautiful bill. It's a sweeping tax and spending package that delivers on much of the president's policy agenda. The 1,000-page bill includes tax breaks on tips and car loans, a border crackdown, and a military spending boost, but it also adds nearly $4 trillion to the national debt. The final vote was 215 to 214, with all Democrats and 2 Republicans opposed. The bill now heads to the Senate, where it faces weeks of changes and debate. And a verdict is expected Friday in the high-profile trial over the 2016 armed robbery of Kim Kardashian in Paris. The reality star broke down in court earlier this month as she recalled being tied up at gunpoint while thieves made off with millions of dollars in jewelry, including her $4 million engagement ring from Kanye West. Her lawyers say most of the stolen jewels were never recovered. 10 people are on trial. 5 of them face life in prison for armed robbery and kidnapping. As the world observes International Day for Biological Diversity, the Bahamas National Trust urging Bahamians to take a closer look at the environment around them. Delvado Emmanuel has more in tonight's edition of Sustainability First.
Bahamas First, putting sustainability first for our people and our environment. What's first for you and the planet comes first for us.
From vibrant coral reefs teeming with marine life to the sweeping pine forests and wetlands that nourish our environment, biodiversity is the fabric of the Bahamas national heritage. But what exactly does biodiversity mean? Science officer at the Bahamas National Trust, Paige Cartwright, breaks it down.
Biodiversity refers to the variety of all living things on Earth today, including the ecosystems that they occupy. This can include coral reefs. This can also include the pine forests on our islands, and even the plants, insects, and birds that call this place home.
The Bahamas National Trust manages 33 national parks across the country, each playing a vital role in protecting the environment and educating the public.
The Bahamas is one of the most biodiverse regions in the West Indies, and so we're privileged to have such a variety of biodiversity that we can experience, that we can explore, and it's our priority almost that we should be trying to protect this biodiversity. And so that's one of the things the BNT does. We try to inspire everyday people to understand what biodiversity is and what they can do to support it.
But that biodiversity is under threat, especially from climate change. Sea level rise, stronger storms, and warmer temperatures are taking a toll.
There are a lot of different threats to biodiversity around the world, and there's no exception here in the Bahamas. There are a lot of natural threats, and there are also a lot of man-made threats. And when we think about one of the biggest threats to biodiversity, we have to think about climate change. And climate change can negatively impact biodiversity in a variety of different ways. You know, for us in the Bahamas, as an island nation, one of the most compound effects of climate change is sea level rise.
So what can we do? The Bahamas National Trust says it starts with getting involved.
Visit a national park to experience biodiversity firsthand. They can also support conservation efforts and organizations that work to protect biodiversity in the Bahamas.
Reporting for Our News and reminding you to put sustainability first. I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was May 22nd. Then in our news at 7:30, one side survives, the other gets swallowed by the sea. And it's more than just a simulation of Bahamian coasts. Tonight, why local conservationists say restoring mangroves isn't just an eco-mission. But first, as gang violence and instability rock Haiti, the country's top envoy here breaks his silence, telling our news the situation is getting worse. His plea for international help when Our News returns.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed I've actually had intermittent services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
Incorporated.
This is Our News. Welcome back. On this day in Bahamian history in 2012, Bahamas Air promoted 3 female pilots to Dash 8 captains. In 2014, police made a $900,000 drug bust. Desmond Bannister was sworn in as Works Minister in 2017, and 2019 saw an NIB worker sick out. Hurricane victims were laid to rest after months of waiting in 2020. And in 2022, 68 kilos of cocaine seized at Nassau Container Port. If you want to learn more about the events that shaped the day that was May 22nd, head over to ournews.bs. All right, that's going to do it for us in News at 7. Atalia Hall, she's up next. But before we toss to Our News at 7:30, it's time now for Thursday is the New Friday. Entertainment correspondent Danielle Miller. Of course, she's always out and about. She joins us now with a jump start on the weekend. Denny?
Hey, I am at Spritz Restaurant and Bar in the Sandy Port area, and I am having a sidecar. This is a drink with Hennessy in it, and this is what our viewers requested that I drink on the next episode of Thursday's New Friday. So I came here, I got the Hennessy. Y'all can fuss me out in the comments, but I want to pause and say thank you so much to Jaden Poitier at First Step Academy. Her aunt called me the other night and said my niece is a big fan and she don't believe I know you. So I said, you know what, Miss Poitier, I'm going to make sure I shout her out on our next Thursday is the New Friday segment. Miss Poitier, shout out to you too. She was my first boss in corporate. And you want to know what else will be a first for me? Best of the best this weekend. I'm preparing for it, and in preparation for it, I got the chance to interview Gargamal himself, Buju Banton, and DJ Khaled. Stay tuned to our 7:30 p.m. broadcast for that interview. And for your episodes of Thursday is the New Friday, it's out now on our social media platforms. All right, guys and gals, you know the drill. Until next weekend, deuces. Back to you in studio.
All right. It really does. I mean, Hennessy will trick you, but hey.
I don't know too much about Hennessy, but it looks good.
Listen, Natalia, I promise you, I am looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah.
To Denny's point, the Thursday is a new Friday. Well, let me tell you how I thought today was Friday.
We're almost there.
I want you to know. I talked to Greg earlier and I told Greg, happy Friday.
We're almost there.
At least Greg is he's still on the right day of the week.
All right. Thanks so much, Ken. Thanks so much, Danny. And stay tuned to Our News on Thursdays to see more of Danielle's escapades. But for now, here are your latest headlines.
First tonight on our news, live at 7:30, the ongoing crisis in Haiti continues to escalate. And now the country's top diplomat here is breaking his silence. Hear why he says the time to help is now. Plus, the Prime Minister is weighing in after a 10-year sentence sparked outrage. The case involved a man who impregnated his 12-year-old stepdaughter. And later, a final farewell to former Senator Rodney Monker, who lies in state today, remembered for his bold political voice. The story when our news at 7:30 returns.
Once I had a girl, she called me pain. Left me in the cold and pouring rain. So I decided to put her down. I took a trip to Cowboy Town.
Inti Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, Inti redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lukayan solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. Inti is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape. Witness the future of sustainable energy unfolding on the island of Grand Bahama as Inti Corporation shines brighter than ever. Inti Corporation, powering your world, powering your future.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online. Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. The ongoing crisis in Haiti still remains real for residents in that country. Tonight, the Haitian chargé d'affaires is breaking his silence, saying the situation on the ground continues to worsen and insisting his country needs international support now more than ever. He spoke with our Joshua Williams on the sidelines of a documentary screening in honor of the Haitian Flag Day. Here's that report.
The crisis in Haiti continues to worsen, with over 1,600 people killed in just the first 3 months of the year, the results of years of gang violence, inconsistent leadership, and poverty. The violence ramped up after the 2021 assassination of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse. Then in March 2024, acting Prime Minister Ariel Henry was prevented from returning to Haiti after a trip intended to secure a peacekeeping force of Kenyan police to fight gang violence. Haitian chargé d'affaires William Exantu says the support of the international community is the first step in turning the tide.
Hopefully, with the help of the international community, mainly with a friend like the Bahamas. As you may know, they are part of the multinational security support mission. So I think we will succeed in establishing security on the ground in Haiti.
Haiti's struggles also have had a ripple effect here in the Bahamas. An increase in violence has historically meant an increase in Haitian migrants fleeing the country in search of a better life. Many of them end up in the Bahamas illegally and living in shanty towns. Government has ramped up its efforts, tearing down shanty towns over the last 24 months, leaving many of them homeless.
Send our team to the place to assess what happened. And when they report back, we do our internal assessment and and to bring assistance to them.
With the Bahamas sending over several Defense Force officers as a part of a multinational force to clamp down on gang violence, Exantu says the Bahamas has always been a kind friend to Haiti.
When I arrived here, I met people talking about the Bahamian people going to the dock. We were waiting for the ship from Haiti to come with commodities to sell. So that only by itself can say a lot about the special bond, special tie between the two people.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much, Joshua. Prime Minister Philip Davis weighing in on public outcry after a Nassau man was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment for impregnating his 12-year-old stepdaughter after taking a plea deal. Critics have slammed the sentence, but Prime Minister Davis, who is also a veteran attorney in Casey, told reporters this morning that a judge makes decisions based on what's presented in court.
I'm part of the executive. The issue of sentencing is a judicial decision. We don't interfere with it. We may have views of these things, but to understand what inform a sentencing by a judge, you have to know what was put before them. So I'm not going to criticize a judge for exercising what is his jurisdiction in sentencing anyone. We don't know what was put before the judge, what factors inform that. For me to say anything, I'd have to know that.
Well, a Supreme Court jury deliberated for 2 hours before unanimously finding Antoine Davis not guilty of the murder of an 8-month-old and the attempted murder of his parents. The 25-year-old was accused of the August 28, 2017 murder of Shelton Tinker Jr. and the attempted murders of his parents Shelton Tinker Sr. and Jeffrina Sweeting. Prosecutors allege that Davis, whose street name is Bigga, shot at the family's Rupert Dane Lane home around 3 a.m. on the day in question. Tinker testified that he recognized Davis as the shooter as he frequented the area, but the defense argued that he was mistaken in his identification. Davis called 2 witnesses who said that he was at home with them. Still in court, a 34-year-old man is behind bars after he was accused of having unlawful sex with an 11-year-old girl. Prosecutors say Ricardo Taylor had relations with the child during the months of January and February of 2024. Taylor is also accused of indecently assaulting the minor from June 2024 to February 6, 2025. Taylor didn't have to enter pleas to the charges of unlawful sexual intercourse and indecent assault when he stood before senior magistrate Anishka Isaacs. Bail was denied. Taylor is back in court on September 11th to receive voluntary bill of indictment papers. Well, dignitaries gathered today to pay their respects to the late Rodney Monker, who lie in state in the halls of the Senate today. Among those signing the book of condolences was Governor General Cynthia Pratt, Prime Minister Philip Davis, Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder, and Opposition Leader Michael Pintard. One by one, officials paused to reflect on Monker's legacy, a man remembered for his fearless voice and unwavering commitment to public service. Monker passed away earlier this month after a health battle. He will be laid to rest on Friday during a state-recognized funeral where the nation will bid farewell to the outspoken former senator. Well, nice weather conditions on this Thursday evening. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Natalia, and welcome back, everybody, for a quick check on conditions outside our studios and around the islands. 85 degrees, a warm evening on the outdoors with a few clouds, mainly clear skies, actually. Southeast winds at 6 miles per hour. Feels like temperature, feeling a very warm 87 degrees. Satellite and radar composite, weak frontal boundary dropping across North Florida, bringing us some moisture across the extreme northern islands, Abaco and Grand Bahama. Seeing some isolated showers. We could see 1 or 2 showers as that front gets nearer to us through tomorrow, but it's mainly going to stay across the northwest Bahamas. Most of the other islands will remain dry. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, 2 Grand Bahamian men tells us how they jumped into action on Mother's Day weekend to rescue 2 young men from rough seas. Plus, our City in Focus series continues tonight. Our anchor, Kendino Knowles, takes us back to Grand Bahama for a closer look at stories of growth. That's all coming up when our news returns.
We're all in this boat together. It takes a team to do it. It doesn't take one person or 3 people, 5 people. It takes a team of people to pull this thing off.
We have about 72 employees in Freeport, and the rest are in Nassau, Abelkona, Luthra, a total of over 165.
A lot of people are not aware that sans is brewed here in the Bahamas. It's produced here in Grand Bahama Island after Dorian, and especially during the pandemic. Every time I saw a bottle of beer, every time I saw a sans product, it represented resilience.
The only thing I can say to Bahamian people is to support your own.
All of us are in this boat together, our staff, the country, everyone. And we've been through a lot of rough patches, taken on water, bailed the water out, and now it's time to be sailing forward. And we need everyone's support to make that happen.
This one? No. Hey, look, KFC has an incredible promo.
I already had that for lunch.
Ooh.
Crunch your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large sides. Bucket meals starting at just $20. KFC, finger licking good.
The words on the spelling bee show in the lad. Phosphorescent. Bougainvillea. Never. T. Where was the T earlier? Girl. You trust me? No. Good. I'm saying Pythagorean. Coca-Cola. Okay, well, some of them.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Call now to get more of the care you need.
Local government officials and residents of the 8 Mile Rock community are celebrating the bravery of two men, credited with saving a young boy's life. It was on May 10th, hours just before Mother's Day, when reports surfaced of 2 juvenile males lost at sea in rough waters off 8 Mile Rock, Grand Bahama. Tragically, one of the boys died. Police officers responding to that emergency were also involved in a fatal traffic accident while en route to the scene. But amid the heartbreak, this is a story of courage. We caught up with 2 of the rescuers in Jonestown recently, Kimio McBride and a fisherman, and Laban McIntosh. Both men recall the moment they sprang into action.
My instinct just say, well, go and help. I have no training for this.
That's going in the boat from a young guy, and things like this happened before and on different ends and stuff like that. So I was more able to deal with a situation like this. This is like something I used to when swimming in rough and bad weather.
Local government representative for Jonestown 8 Mile Rock, Kevin Burrows, says the waters in the area are dangerous, especially without adult supervision. And with summer approaching, he's urging parents to stay alert.
Know where your kids at all time. And warn them about the seaside, because they're gonna come. They're gonna come out here. So either adult come with them, have some life vests. But like I say, get them to the beach. But I know for the summer, they're gonna be out here. Either they swimming by the sign, or they be by the area Ladies Rock. And they will be frequenting this area straight through. So parents, be very, very careful. Just monitor your children.
All right, well, it's the kind of damage you can't always see until it's too late. But in Grand Bahamas, scientists are showing just how vital our coral reefs and mangroves really are. And a new conservation installment of City in Focus, our news anchor Candino Knowles shows us a simulation which reveals what happens when those natural defenses are stripped away.
What you're watching is more than just a simulation. It's a side-by-side look at survival. On the left, a shoreline protected by coral reefs and mangroves. The waves roll in, but the house holds steady. On the right, those natural barriers are gone. and the sea barrels in, threatening to wash everything away. For many Bahamian communities, especially those near the coast, this isn't just theory, it's reality.
There's a lot of other things that these systems do. You know, they serve as a nursery for all of the fish and animals and marine life that we like to eat. But in this particular example, it shows that that's an effective barrier towards this action, this wave action.
Javan Hunt is Special Projects Coordinator with Waterkeepers Bahamas, one of several local NGOs working out of Conservation Cove in Grand Bahama. The site, born out of disaster after Hurricane Dorian, and is now a hub for climate resilience. Hunt and his team have since planted more than 60,000 mangrove propagules in places like Dover Sound, where the mangroves were nearly wiped out. He says erosion has taken a visible toll in areas like Smiths Point and Williamstown. But here's the challenge. He says many Bahamians still don't grasp just how critical these ecosystems are, or how much more vulnerable we become without them.
Talking about it and actually seeing it is a completely different ballgame. Yeah.
At the center of it all is Blue Action Lab.
No, we're doing it, right? We're actually getting it done.
During a recent Community Day event at Conservation Cove, founder Rupert Hayward told Our News that Blue Action is proud to support projects like Waterkeepers Bahamas, Coral Vita, and Mangrove Mania. But Hayward says those efforts only succeed when there's real community buy-in.
We've asked the people of Grand Bahama to come down to Conservation Cove to engage in the learnings that we have here, to learn about conch, to learn about coral restoration and mangrove restoration.
How would you convince people to get involved? Especially for those who may not really truly understand the critical nature of what we're dealing with.
To get out of those bubbles and come visit a place like this, Conservation Cove. Community Day is so important because it got folks through those doors.
And for Hunt and so many others on the front lines of restoration, that earlier simulation, a reminder that while nature can protect us, we must protect it first. Reporting for Our News, I'm Candino Knowles.
When Our News comes back from the break, from therapy to ballroom dancing, the Resilience Center in Grand Bahama is seeking to change lives. We take you inside their 5th annual Angel Mixer, straight ahead.
Coming up in sports, the New Providence Group is underway. Team Bahamas continues play at the Pony Baseball Under-16 Regional, and National Team Hooper Tyler Pinder goes Division II.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Hey, y'all gotta watch the Charlie Banana show this week, you know. Me and Bettle could be on. We take over from Charlie Bahama. He ain't here no more. Me and Bettle could be on. You see? And we got the creator of Collage Them, Stop Liking Man, and Tag on Everything. He could be on the show with Charlie Banana, okay? Saying? Cable Bahamas channel 212, 8 o'clock Friday. Be there or don't.
When Team Bahamas took on the region at the 2025 Carifta Aquatics and Athletics Championships in Trinidad and Tobago, we were there. When the country's stars of tomorrow announced their arrival to the world. When champions rose, records fell, and history was made, we were there. Cable Bahamas, RTV, experience more.
Welcome to Journey TV.
I'm glad the Wally boys have split, because you know what? They know we ain't got no more competition.
The words on the Spelling Bee show in the lot. Phosphorescent.
Hey, it's the Charlie Bahama Show. Welcome, I'm your boy Charlie Bahama.
New season of Groovin' is here.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. The first group of teams have booked their spot in the semifinals of the Samuel P. Haven Junior National High School Soccer Championships. 3 teams have advanced to the semifinals after the first day of action at the Roscoe A.L. Davies soccer fields on Wednesday. The C.R. Walker Lady Knights, the 2025 GSSA Senior Girl Champions, blanked the St. Andrews Hurricanes 6-0. Valtanique Simmons led the way for the Lady Knights, scoring 4 of the 6 goals, 2 in the first and 2 in the second half. The Queens College Comets, the BAISS Senior Girls runners-up, defeated the R.M. Bailey Pacers 5-0. In the Senior Boys matchup, Windsor School, the BAISS champion, knocked off the C.V. Bethel Stingrays 3-1 to move on to the semifinals round. Team Bahamas had a quick turnaround after the first day loss of the Pony Under-16 Caribbean Zone qualifier. A dominant first inning set the tone for Team Bahamas in their 15-0 shutout over Costa Rica. Kaizen Dorsett delivered a 2-out, 2-RBI triple for the game's first runs, and Elvis Pardo followed with a 2-run homer over the left field fence.
It feels good. It's always good to start off the inning strong, and I guess that gave us momentum to carry on throughout the whole game, and we came on top.
Yes. Attack from the first inning. My mindset today, all of our mindsets today was just see the ball, hit the ball. We had to make an adjustment from yesterday.
Caden Knowles struck out 3 of the 5 batters he faced in the inning.
After the loss today, I just was thinking, well, I got to get my team back, just get a good start on the mound and give them support that they need. And once the bats get going and my pitching's good, we should be able to rebound and just keep our mindset good for the remaining game.
Team Bahamas faces the host country Ecuador tomorrow 4 p.m. local time. Former junior national team standout Tyler Pinder will continue his basketball journey in NCAA Division II. Pinder announced via social media that he will be suiting up for the University of Texas Perryman Basin. He started off his collegiate career at the junior college level with the Redland Community College Cougars. In 9 games with the Cougars, he averaged 6.5 points per game. The following season, he transferred to Allen Community College where he missed the entire season. In the 2024-2025 season, he had a career year averaging 16.7 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. Pinder was named to the All-First team in the Jayhawk Conference and was also the Allen Community College Male Athlete of the Year. That'll do it for our sports. My favorite Tyler Pinder moment was when he hit those big shots against the Dominican Republic to help the Bahamas get bronze in the Under-17 Central Basket. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, with U.S. visas reinstated, reggae artists are planning their comebacks. What this mean for the industry and how Bahamian musicians could benefit? The story when our news returns. Stay with us.
It's March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
This is Our News. Welcome back. High pressure is still in charge of our weather, and that's going to continue to keep us mainly dry across the northwest and portions of the northwest Bahamas, central and southeastern islands. There's some moisture associated with the frontal boundary that's dropping across North Florida. Should get very close to the northwest Bahamas, basically bringing us some increased chances for showers across that area. But that front is not going to sag any further south as high pressure continues to keep that at bay. That front will slide east of us. High pressure builds back across us for the weekend. So we're looking at some very warm temperatures during that time frame. Future forecast showing that actually happening. The moisture sitting out there across North Florida, dropping across the northwest Bahamas through Friday, bringing us some showers. And as I mentioned, pulling out to the east, high pressure builds in behind that. Hot temperatures once again. Boating forecast, nice on the waters. The winds will be out of the southeast to south at 10 knots across the northwest Bahamas. Seas running 1 to 3 feet. Low tide will be at 10:47, your high tide at 4:44 in the morning. Central and southeastern islands, east to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be running 2 to 4 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we're looking pretty nice except for the extreme northern islands. More showers expected with that front as it drops closer to us. But those temperatures will stay in the upper 80s and then be back into the 90s for early next week. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Craig. Well, the Grand Bahama Resilience Center recently hosted its 5th annual Angel Mixer in celebration of its 5th year in operation in a heartfelt evening dedicated to celebrating progress, partnerships, and the power of community. The center offers year-round programs designed to support both children and adults. These include art therapy, parenting classes, chess, etiquette training, ballroom dancing, fitness sessions, a seniors game club, and much more. The center was established after Hurricane Dorian. During the event, several supporters and volunteers were recognized with awards for their continued dedication. Administrator Dr. Felicia McBride expressed gratitude to their partners, especially the Grand Bahama Port Authority, for helping the center secure a permanent home.
Because of your partnership, resilience is no longer just an idea. It's a growing reality for Grand Bahama. But perhaps nothing captured our growth and resilience more than this. After years of serving in a borrowed space, a generous donation by the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the TX Foundation allowed us to eliminate rent. Let's clap right there. To eliminate rent and establish a permanent home. The gift gave us more than just walls. It gave us freedom.
Spouse of the Prime Minister, Anne Marie Davis, also addressing the group.
The center reminds us that healing is not a luxury, it is a necessity, and it must be accessible to all. And that is why the Resilience Angel Mixer is such an important event. This is what we're having here tonight. It gives us the opportunity to recognize the volunteers and the donors. I call them the Resilience Angels, who make this work possible.
All right. Well, several reggae artists have gotten their visas reinstated within the last year, some after not performing in the United States for more than 15 years. Tonight, our Daniel Miller speaks to a reggae legend on what his visa reinstatement means to him, and we speak to an industry insider on what this means for Bahamian artists.
And it's a special time for Caribbean music. You know what I'm saying? People are getting their visas, people are coming home. Our brothers and sisters is out there to be able to provide for their families, but also to bless us with beautiful music, with their message and the vibrations.
Those were the words of Grammy Award-winning producer DJ Khaled at the press launch for the Best of the Best concert. The concert, which is scheduled for this Sunday, features a stellar lineup of Caribbean artists. In an article by the Jamaica Observer titled Dance Hall Gets Back Wings, it highlights the reinstatement of several dancehall pioneers like Sizzla, Beanie Man, Vibes Cartel, and Buju Banton. At the event, I got the opportunity to ask Buju about the influx of visa reinstatements. He describes it as more than just a document, but a key that unlocks a door to carry the richness of the country to the world.
As one of the richest natural resources in the Asian Pacific is the art form, the culture, and stuff like that, I think it's only fitting that these things should be reinstated so our country can grow and the art form itself can grow. Because if we're unable to reach the mainlands, to spread the word and promulgate the culture, we can't grow.
But what's preventing more of our local talent from performing on international stages? Timothy Bain, our digital reporter, who has 15 years of experience in the local creative community, gives us his insight.
The visa, we've been to conferences all over the world, in Nassau, in New York, in Miami, and they loved the music, they loved the look. But it was like, well, you know, you're a Bahamian citizen, so there's one thing missing. A visa, and that took about 10K. So now, if it could be a point where Bahamians could apply for these visas, and that 10K turns into like 200, 300, maybe even 1,000, that's a game changer.
Reporting for our news, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, thanks so much for that, Danny, and thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.
Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.
Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure